Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my TBR for the Booktube Games. So I found out about this super last minute. Today's the 1st and today is when it starts. I was scrolling through Twitter this morning, as I usually do first thing in the morning, and I come across like people's TBR videos, and then the main Twitter account, I believe is, what's the word I'm looking for? I believe it's taken care of by Little Wolf Reads, if I'm remembering her name right. And there was a tweet saying, hey, I know the cutoff was the 31st, but to make an even 600, we're letting people still join today. I'm like, well, I don't know what this is, but I'm signing up. If you don't know what the Booktube Games are, because I definitely didn't, it's basically, it's a month-long read-a-thon where you try to read as many pages as you can. There's several teams. There's Derry, Maine, there's Ketterdam, there's a couple others that I don't know offhand. One of the teams is Hogwarts, and obviously I chose that one. I did think about joining the Derry, Maine team. Each team is actually a location from a book series, which is very cool. And I actually thought about doing Derry, Maine because I really like Stephen King, but I was like, you know what, I have all this Harry Potter stuff. It'll just be weird if I don't do Hogwarts, and so I'm joining the Hogwarts team. Each team has a group book that we're all trying to read, and that if you read that group book, that's actually times 2 the amount of pages. So if you read that, you get twice the amount of points. And the team with the most average pages, because it doesn't matter how many people you have on your team, it's about average pages. Team with the most average pages wins. The Hogwarts team, I believe, is hosted by Peyton Reads and Serenity Landing. They chose Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I've never read it. I don't own it. I just requested it from my library, and hopefully I'll get that soon. I don't know anything about it, actually. I just know it's super popular right now, and I think it takes place in a magical library, which is very cool. I don't know. I guess I'll find out eventually. And there's other prompts too. The challenges are, if I can find it on my phone, one of the challenges is to read in a place that you normally shouldn't be reading for 5 minutes, like at church or in class. I actually do this one a lot, actually. I read at work a lot. I have my earbuds in and I'm constantly listening to an audiobook because I'm allowed to listen to music. And that work is a place you don't normally get to read. I don't really go anywhere else that would count for this. Like I go home, I go to work, and sometimes I go into Boston for auditions. So maybe if I'm lucky and I have an audition, I'll just make sure to bring a book and read while I'm in the waiting room. Because I don't usually see books in there. People are usually prepping for their audition. The next challenge is to host a 24 read-a-thon for yourself or with a friend. I'm going to be by myself because I found out about this read-a-thon so last minute. I'm that very uncool person in the classroom that finds out about all the drama super last minute, like when everything's finally winding down. Like I found out about the Soapgate thing super last minute. I found out a bunch of other scandals through book Twitter really last minute. I'm that very unpopular kid in the classroom, and I'm not surprised that person, me from high school, has continued on into adulthood. So I'm probably just going to host a 24 read-a-thon just for me, party of one. And the next challenge is to do a scavenger hunt. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I vaguely understand it that one of your hosts, or one of the overall hosts, is doing a video where you have to find something in their video. So I guess I'll find out more about it as I'm watching other people's videos. Like I said, me planning this video is super last minute. I went through a really bad reading slump in January, and I'm kind of hoping that doing a read-a-thon will help me get out of that. And like I said, the main goal of this is to read as many pages as you can. So there's not really any other prompts. So I can read pretty much whatever I want. Which means I'm going to be reading all the library books I got. I've been taking a lot of stuff home from the library. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. I'll eventually read it. And now I have quite a stack of stuff that I need to get through. One of the things I will be reading is Becoming by Michelle Obama. This is a nonfiction book based around her life, and I believe she actually narrates the audiobook. I'll be listening to this as an audiobook. I have quite a few audiobooks, so I don't know if I'm actually going to get through all of them. Another audiobook I have is Pride by Edie Zaboy. I understand that this is actually a Pride and Prejudice retelling. Of course, the audiobook is glaring. Sorry, let me fix that. Pride. The next audiobook I have is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I actually want to try to read this before I watch the Netflix thing. And I understand this to be a YA romance. Next thing I hope to read this month is Don't Call Me Crazy, 33 Voices Start the Conversation About Mental Health. And there's a list of authors associated with this book. I found this in the YA section of my library, and just each author just telling like their take about their own mental health. And the rest are just graphic novels. I grabbed My Beijing 4 Stories of Everyday Wonder while I was doing the paging list at my library. The paging list is just a bunch of requests from people from other libraries hoping to get our book. And somebody had requested this. Don't worry, I gave them their request. We had an extra one. I'm like, you know what? This looks really cute. I'm gonna take this. I found this in the children's section, but look how lovely the art style is. I don't know how well you can see it considering how harsh my light is. That's really cute. The next graphic novel that I hope to read this month is American Born Chinese by Jinlun Yang. I don't know anything about this. This is actually have been on my radar for a while. I've read something else by him and I vaguely enjoyed that, and so I wanted to try this. And the last thing that I hope to read is Big Mushy Happy Lump by Sarah Anderson. I actually read her newest installment, which is Herding Cats. I've read the first one, Adulthood is the Myth, loved it, and then I didn't realize she had other installments out. And then we had gotten Herding Cats at my library recently. I'm like, oh my god, I need to read this. And as I'm reading this, I'm like, well, I love it. Let me add it to Goodreads. And then when I was adding it to Goodreads, it said number 3. I'm like, wait, what happened to number 2? And this is number 2, so I'm going to be reading this. Oh, I actually forgot a book. I put it off to the side here because that was going to be the first thing that I talked about, and then I didn't talk about it. This last thing that I hope to read, it's really small, is You Have the Right to Remain Fat by Virgie Tovar. This was actually on display at my library, and it was like, you know what, I've been really at odds with my own perception of my weight and how I look, and it's like, you know what, maybe this will help me just come to terms with that a little bit better. It's very small, it's not a very big read, but I'm hoping they'll have a big impact with me. I have other stuff that I took out my library, but I don't know if I'm actually going to get to those this month. I'm probably going to have to return them without even looking at them, which I've been notorious for a while. And if you're participating in this readathon, let me know down below. Let me know what team you're reading for. I would love to know. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess it's ta-ta for now. Bye guys!